As China moves forward with trade talks, we now look at America's other trading partners. Now, with more nations beginning to lock down trade deals with the US, what can Malaysia get? Associate Professor Dr. Ida Md Yasin from Putra Business School unpacks how any talks should go down with Washington.
Since we are a trading nation, we must have our niche products or our niche services. There are certain things that we need to protect too. In this case, I think, Faye, when we talk about negotiating with the US, they are, of course, our big trading partner, the top three. But again, we are talking about short-term and also long-term in terms of the impact of a negotiation. What I'm afraid is when we change certain things in terms of the policy, the impact is a long-term impact. And we don't know whether there is a change later in the US administration, and probably they are going to change again. So this is something which is unstable, you know. So I know from my personal point of view, I think we should, how do I say, not so easy to change our policy, because at the end of the day, we may have to bear the impact of it. I'm talking about the negative impact. So we need to weigh these things, not just in the short term, I believe. We have to weigh in the long term, because when we negotiate to buy certain products, for example, at a high price and so on, we have to bear with it for a long period of time. So I think we should think about the long-term impact if we change our policy towards the US.
Ida said services must also be considered in negotiations for a balanced and fair deal.
Another thing that I think I would like to bring out here is when we have a negotiation with the US, it is we are always talking about goods, only goods, because US is saying that we export goods to the US more than US export to Malaysia. So of course it is imbalanced trade in this case. However, in international trade, we have to consider there are two components, goods as well as services. So it seems that we are not talking about the services part of it, because when it comes to data, we can see from the Stats Department, Malaysia imports services from the US more than US import services from Malaysia. So actually, at the end of the day, the trade between Malaysia and US, if you consider both goods and services, we are actually balanced. But it is not balanced because we take only goods. We didn't take the services part of it. So I think that is something that we can bring onto the table.